you dastardly beauties! Sorry. Bit worse for wear here. Been partying for several centuries up in Odin's Hall. Oh, stinking hangover. How about we get things going with a story? About who, you say? Eric Bloodaxe? Ah! Good choice! There was once... No, that's not right. Once upon a time... No, that sounds wrong too, doesn't it? Look, to understand Eric, you have to know about Harold. Randy old man he was. 20 sons and as many daughters spread across the town. Now, don't judge the man. That sort of thing's all right when you're top Viking and the first ever king of Norway. Harold will tell young Eric stories of gods, men, and monsters. Particularly, he'd tell of the glories that awaited mortal heroes in Valhalla, a magical hall thatched with golden shields and filled with the warriors of all the ages, swapping stories and telling tall tales. Not everyone was invited, though. Only those who had died honourably in battle. Well, that was it. Eric's mind was made up. He was going to get to Valhalla, even if it killed him. As soon as Eric was old enough to wield a battle axe, he challenged others to fight. He killed 5 brothers before he was known, and even the odd sister who got in the way. Oh, I'm sure that was purely by accident, though, not at all on purpose. He never rested, swinging his axe, trying to die a noble death. Brother after brother he killed, and without meaning to, he schooled himself into a brilliant warrior. But he was stuck here, and his brothers were up in Valhalla, singing songs and having a grand old time in Odin's Hall. So, aged 12, off went Eric up the coast to get into a big battle and die. The whole longships and flaming torches thing. Oh, he was a proper Viking. No horn helmet, though. Scratch that, bloody artists. They never care about getting anything right. Honestly, I give up sometimes. Anyway, he came back from his expedition with pillage and plunder and glory. Where others would be proud, he was disappointed. So, off he voyaged. Farther and farther he went on these escapades. Swish went his boat to the deserts of the south. Zing went his axe to the plains in the north. But he could find no opponent who could match his skill. No one could kill him in a fair fight. And it wasn't all a failure, though. On one fateful trip, he met the gorgeous Princess Gunhild, a great beauty feared for her sorcery and magic. Of course, she wasn't really a witch. She was just cleverer than all the men, and they didn't much like it. Eric, though, was different. With Gunhild at his side, he soon became King of Norway, the most feared man alive, and the people called him Eric Bloodaxe. Although not to his face, clearly. Now, everyone who was worth fighting in Norway was dead. And perhaps the only brother he hadn't killed was Hakon. And that was because he was across the water ruling over those bothersome Britons. Yes, that's you lot. Great unwashed rabble, the lot of you. Hanging about in the museum gardens after dark. Who do you think you are? Drunk teenagers? Anyway, Eric, or rather the brains behind the operation, hatched a plan with Hakon, and instead of a wasteful war, they simply those harsh isles full of skunks. You'd think they'd be a problem, but no, they fell to Eric's axe and Gunhild's cunning. When he got to Britain, Eric ruled Northumbria from right here in York. Nice place. Once Gunhild had sorted out the nobleman, Eric was able to head off to do some axe swinging with the northern tribes. But he didn't die, not once. When he came back, depressed but failing again, he found someone else had taken over as king. Fine, whatever. A quick battle, and he was York's king for a second time. Not like he was going to lose the fight, was it? Eric Bloody Bloodaxe. Up in Valhalla, his brothers were singing drinking songs and teasing him like only brothers can. But Gunhild's love for Eric was so great that she set in motion her greatest gift to him. The local lords were in a flurry of ambition, plotting Eric's overthrow. A trip west was planned. That night, on the road, the nobleman ambushed me. Eric ambushed Eric as he slept, but there were too many of them. They had beaten Eric Bloodaxe. Killed me, they did. Good and proper in a fair fight. Yes, I know. Look, we have lots of stories up in Asgard. Bloody loads. I can't help it if I get confused whether I'm in one of them. Sometimes it's better to forget. They say in Odin's hall that 800 men could stand abreast in each of the 500 doorways. They say that entire halls are lost within the walls of Valhalla. I saw nothing of that when I arrived. I looked only for my family. My dear father, inspiration for my life and for my death, told me I would not sit with my brothers. No, my father, Harald, first king of Norway, he gave up his seat for me. I have won and I have lost. But I am Eric Bloodaxe, king 4 times over, the finest warrior of the line. I have earned my place in Valhalla, and I shall feast with my family until the end of time.